Good morning. Prior to one of our council meetings, Pastor gave us a list of questions to answer in preparation for the devotions time period. As a group of 2 people, each of us picked one question, answered it, and briefly discussed it.
Okay. Marlene, I think some people are having trouble hearing you. I'm holding it closer to your mouth.
Okay.
Is that better?
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for pointing that out. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Louder.
As I read those questions and my answers in the last couple of days, I decided to put my faith story into 3 small sections. The first section I called Christian Journey. I was baptized at Sybert's Evangelical Congregational Church in Allentown, PA in 1952. My first experience with Sunday school was at the United Methodist Church in Island Heights, New Jersey. From age 6 on, I attended Sunday school at Friensville Lutheran/Reformed Church at that time in Center Valley, PA, which was about 2 miles from my home outside of Bethlehem. In the 1950s, 1 week was a Lutheran service and 1 week was a Reformed service. However, we did attend Sunday school every week. I completed my 2 years of catechism classes and was confirmed there by the Reverend Lee Ongstead. Butch and I were married in Christ Lutheran Church in Hellertown, BA by the pastor Charles Carlson. We started coming to Prince of Peace in November of 1985 and joined POP in February of '86. My children attended Sunday school here and were also confirmed here at Prince of Peace. The second section I put as levels of faith. In August of 1954, my mother, who was 6 months pregnant at the time, was stricken with polio. I was 2.5 years old. This disease completely paralyzed her from the waist down. She remained in the hospital for 3 months until my brother was born. I was taken to my grandparents to stay with them in Island Heights, New Jersey. I don't remember much when I was just that age, but my grandparents lived 2 blocks from the beach. I lost my place there, it's windy. And I had plenty of cousins and neighborhood children to play with the 3 years I lived there. My grandparents took me to Sunday school every week, and there were a lot of children my age. As I grew older, I remember it was hard on me not being with my parents. My father would come to see me when he could, and my grandmother and I would take a bus from Island Heights, New Jersey to Bethlehem every so often. When I was 5, I moved back home since I was soon to start school. As much as I wanted to be with my parents again, I felt lost when my grandmother left me to go back to New Jersey. Rehabilitation was very hard for my mother back in the 50s and 60s. It certainly wasn't like rehab today. As I grew up, my parents told me a lot about those first years, and it was difficult for the whole family. I'm sure our faith was challenged many times. People would often ask my father, how could something so devastating happen to a young pregnant woman? And my father's reply was, God kept Dot alive, and she has a great attitude, and we will get through it. And we did. I really can remember him saying this. Even though these early years of my mother's illness, we always felt loved and felt God's presence. Both my parents and grandparents made sure of that. That's why I called this section Levels of Faith. The third section I called Present Day Faith. As I am now in my 70s and there are new health challenges for me, even at this age, I am responsible for the direction of my life, and there are still more important choices to make. My faith still influences the way I think and the way I live. In ending my faith story, I know I was blessed to grow up in a Christian home with parents and grandparents who were committed to Christ and who taught my brother and I from a very young age about the God who loves us and what Jesus has done for us. I firmly believe, even during all of life's challenges, God is always there.
Thank you, Marlene. We appreciate you sharing that story with us. And again, we're looking for others to share their stories in upcoming months. Let me know if you're interested.